Level 1. The Warehouse. It's 2:51 a.m. and you're refreshing a number that refuses to move. 11 views. 4 of them are you. The video is 43 seconds long. It took 3 hours to edit. You lie in the dark with the phone 6 inches from your face and you refresh one more time, because maybe. 11. You have a shift in 4 hours. The Warehouse pays $13.50 an hour. You scan boxes for 10 hours, and the scanner beeps around 4,000 times a shift. And one night, you do the math and figure out every beep is worth about 3 cents to you. You wish you hadn't done that math. You do it again anyway, every day, like pressing a bruise. Marcus runs the station next to yours. 51 years old, 19 years in the building. He quietly covers your numbers when you're slow in the mornings and never asks why. He says one thing, maybe once a month, low, like it costs him something. Don't get comfortable here. The game comes out on a Thursday in November, the one the whole world waited more than a decade for. You take one of your 5 vacation days, stand outside the store at midnight, and hand over $80 you budgeted 2 months for. The city loads, palm trees, neon, an ocean that moves like a real ocean. You're 23 years old. You smell like cardboard, and for the first time in years, the world feels bigger than a scanning gun. Inside the game, you rob a check cashing store for $1,150 and lose 4 police cars in the swamp. In real life, you have $61 in checking until Friday. Saturday night, 1 a.m., something dumb and perfect happens. Your car takes a drawbridge at full speed, flips twice, lands upright on a moving freight train, and keeps driving like nothing happened. You laugh out loud, alone in your room, and a thought lands. Small, harmless. Someone should see this. You download a free editor. You cut 43 seconds. You add a caption and a title with a typo you won't notice for a year. You invent a channel name in 90 seconds. A name that will one day sit on contracts and tax documents. Tonight, it's a joke name for a joke clip. You hit upload at 2:51 a.m. 11 views. 4 of them are you. You tell yourself it's just for fun. Keep that sentence somewhere safe. One day, you'll need proof you ever believed it. Level 2. The Year of Nobody. You upload 71 videos in 11 months. Not one of them crosses 500 views. Most die under 100. A few die under 20. And those hurt in a way you don't tell anyone about, because who complains about a hobby? You learn editing the way you learn anything at this level. Badly, at night, for free. You watch tutorials on your phone during lunch break with one earbud in. You learn what a cut on action is. You learn that silence is death. You learn a number called average view duration, and yours is 19 seconds, and the video is 4 minutes long, and that means 55 people opened your work and 55 people left. You buy a microphone from a pawn shop for $35. It hums. You learn to remove the hum. That takes a week. Your schedule becomes a machine with no off switch. Shift ends at 4. Home by 4:40. Record until 9. Edit until 2 a.m. Alarm at 5:15. The scanner beeps 4,000 times and you write video titles in your head between beeps. Your mom calls on Sundays. She asks if this is the game thing again. She asks when you're going to get serious. You can't explain that you feel more awake at 2 a.m. cutting clips than in all 10 hours of the shift combined. So you just say it's going fine. It is not going fine. Somewhere around video 40, a stranger leaves a comment. You'll remember it word for the rest of your life. Bro has been uploading for a year with 38 subscribers. Just quit LOL. You screenshot it. You don't know why yet. You just do. The only good thing that happens all year is a Discord server called Small Creators, and inside it, a guy named Dex, 24, from Ohio, works at a phone store. Edits like he was born inside the software. You trade feedback. He roasts your thumbnails without mercy. He has one rule he repeats like scripture. The first 5 seconds are nothing. Nobody owes you their time. Meanwhile, inside the game, you're thriving. Your character owns a penthouse over the water and 3 businesses and $9 million that doesn't exist. You log off the richest man in Vice City and eat instant noodles standing over the sink. Then video number 68 changes everything, and it's the one you cared about least. You're tired. You skip the jokes, skip the fancy edit. You just record yourself explaining plainly how you made $2 million in-game in one night. Which properties, which timing, in what order. It takes 40 minutes to make. You wake up to 6,100 views, 12 times anything you've ever done. and you finally understand the first real rule of this world. You spent a year offering the platform your personality. It never wanted your personality. It wanted your usefulness. You stop making jokes. You start making answers. 4 months later, you cross 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, the threshold where the platform finally agrees to pay you. 14 months of work to reach the starting line. Level 3. The first check, the acceptance email, comes at 6:12 a.m., and you read it standing in the warehouse break room in a reflective vest. Your channel is now a business, a tiny, exhausted one-man business. The first payment arrives 5 weeks later, $112.36. Direct deposit. You've held bigger paychecks every single week of your working life, and none of them ever felt like this, because every one of those was rented out of your hours. This one you built. You screenshot it. It goes in the folder next to Just Quit LOL. Then you learn the math, and the math is a cold shower. Your RPM, what you actually keep per thousand views, is $1.84. That $112 took 61,000 views. To replace the warehouse's $2,100 a month, you need over 1 million views. Every month, forever. The dream has a spreadsheet now. You build it anyway. You lock in your format, money in Vice City, how to build the empire, which businesses print, which ones bleed, what the game never tells you. Fake finance, taught seriously. Your channel becomes the place broke players go to get rich in a city that doesn't exist, made by a broke guy trying to get rich in one that does. One video hits 400,000 views. $0 to $10 million in Vice City. No glitches, no shark money. It earns $736. You stare at that number for a long time. 400,000 people, and it doesn't cover rent. You keep going. You're sleeping 4 hours. One morning, your eyes close for half a second on the forklift, and the pallet clips a rack. Nothing falls. Marcus files it as equipment error. At lunch, he sits down across from you, which he never does. Whatever you're doing at night, is it working? You tell him the truth, slowly, yes. He nods once. Then don't die on my floor. Get out properly. Getting out properly means rules, so you write them. A music track you didn't license gets one video's revenue seized. Lesson 1. Own everything in the frame. A DM offers you $50 to promote cracked game keys. Lesson 2. Everyone friendly wants something, and the first offers are always the traps. And lesson 3, the big one, goes on an index card taped to your monitor. Don't quit until the channel beats the warehouse 3 months in a row, and there's $10,000 in savings. Not a dream, a tripwire. You wait for it to snap. Level 4, the resignation. It takes 9 more months. $2,340, then $2,910, then $3,380. 3 months in a row, the channel out-earns the building. The savings account crosses $10,000 on a Tuesday, and you sit very still for a minute. You give 2 weeks' notice on a Thursday. The shift manager barely looks up from his monitor. The gaming thing? Good luck. 19 months or 19 years. The building forgets everyone at the same speed. That's what the building is for. Your last day, Marcus walks you to the door. He shakes your hand like a contract. Don't come back to visit. Nobody good comes back to visit. Then, almost as an afterthought, M_1975. That's me. You know that name. Everyone with a small channel knows their regulars. M_1975 has commented good work on every upload for 9 months. Never missed one. Never said anything else. He's been watching the whole time. You drive home and you don't remember the drive. Then Monday comes, and freedom turns out to be terrifying. No shift, no floor. Just you, a spreadsheet, and a number that resets to 0 every month. You learn what employment was quietly paying for. Health insurance is now $384 a month. The government considers you a business, so 30% of everything goes into a separate account you're not allowed to feel. Taxes come quarterly now, in estimated chunks, like a subscription to consequences. In March, for no reason anyone can explain, the algorithm turns its face away. Views drop 40%. You change nothing. It comes back in May. You learn the second law of the system. The platform owes you nothing, explains nothing, and can repossess your audience at any hour. You start building like a landlord who knows the ground can move. Your first sponsor pays $1,500 for 60 seconds. You say yes so fast it embarrasses you later. Then the landlord video happens. I became Vice City's biggest landlord. Every property ranked. 12 days of grinding the in-game real estate market. Every purchase price. Every income number on screen. It does 2.3 million views. It earns $4,870 in ad revenue alone and drags 90,000 new subscribers behind it. The 100,000 plaque arrives in a cardboard box. Your mom photographs you holding it in her kitchen, and something in her flips like a switch. She subscribes under her real, full name. She comments on every upload now. So proud of you, sweetheart. The audience adopts her instantly. Strangers reply, "Hi, Mom," by the hundreds. You stop being embarrassed faster than you expected. Year 1, full-time, $51,000. The warehouse paid $28,000. You made more money explaining a fake economy than you ever made moving real boxes. You're starting to suspect that sentence explains the entire world. Level 5, the payroll. You're drowning, and it's the good kind of drowning, which is still drowning. 2 uploads a week now. Recording, scripting, editing, thumbnails, sponsor emails, taxes. 80-hour weeks with no scanner to blame. Something has to give, and it's the edit. So you send one video to Dex, $30 as a favor. It comes back sharper than anything you've ever made. Retention up 12% on one video. You run the number every business runs at this level. What does an hour of your time earn, and what does it cost to buy someone else's? 3 months later, you offer him $3,500 a month, full-time. Dex quits the phone store on a Friday. His own channel never worked. He's better than you at everything except the one thing the machine pays for, being the guy. You tell him that once, guilty about it. He laughs. Being the guy is a job. I don't want it. I want the timeline. Then a stranger teaches you what you're worth. Someone from a brand agency emails. Your rate is a joke. Standard for your niche is $25 per 1,000 views. Your average video does 350,000. You do that math 3 times because you don't trust it. $8,750. You've been charging $1,500. You raise your rate. Nobody blinks. Third law of the system, nobody will ever tell you you're underpriced. Underpriced is their favorite thing about you. The money grows arms. Ads, $14,000 a month. Sponsors, $18,000. Memberships, $2,000. You form an LLC. You hire an accountant named Gail who has never heard of the game and does not care. She calls the channel The Store. How'd the store do this month? You start calling it that too. It keeps your head cold. At 300,000 subscribers, you show your face. 90 seconds, one take, hands shaking. The comments are kind. You were afraid of the wrong thing. You just don't know it yet. And here's where the packaging starts winning arguments. A thumbnail that slightly oversells beats an honest one. Every time by a lot. You test it. You hate that it works. You do it anyway, inside a line you draw for yourself. Exaggerate the door. Never lie about the room. Once, exactly once, you chase a trend you don't respect. A loud, empty drama bait video. The kind the algorithm was begging for that month. It does 1.9 million views. You never watch it again. It sits in your catalog like a scar that earns interest. Level 6, the blow-up. The idea is simple enough to fit in a title. Broke to billionaire in Vice City. Day 1, starting from $0. 30 days, 30 videos. Every dollar of the climb shown on screen. Every mistake left in. Day 4 does fine. Day 7 does well. Day 9 detonates, 4 million views in 72 hours, and drags the whole series up with it like a net full of fish. The month closes at 61 million views, 1 million subscribers. Total revenue for those 31 days, ads and sponsors and memberships together, a little over $212,000. You made $212,000 in 1 month making fake money on the internet. You got rich in a city that doesn't exist before you got rich in the one that does. The plaque arrives. Dex hands you a second box first. Inside is a framed screenshot. Year 1. Bro has been uploading for a year with 38 subscribers. Just quit LOL. There's a small engraved plate under it. Almost did. It goes on the wall above the monitor. It never comes down. The first real money you spend is not on you. You drive to your mom's bank and you pay off the $14,200 left on her car. and you hand her the folded confirmation in a grocery store parking lot without a speech, because you know you can't do a speech. She reads it twice, then she cries into the steering wheel of a car that is finally hers, and you sit there in the passenger seat, and out of everything, the plaque, the numbers, the month, this is the part you'd rerun forever. You still drive the same Civic, 203,000 miles. It still starts. You like that it still starts. Then the industry notices you, and the industry has table manners. You get flown to a creator dinner in Los Angeles. 12 people at the table, a combined 90 million subscribers, and for 2 hours, nobody talks about games. They talk RPMs, catalogs, exit multiples, burnout. Burnout the way sailors talk about weather. You realize half the people at this table don't like games anymore. You spend the flight home quietly, checking which half you're in. A network reaches out the following week. Big logo, warm emails. They'd love to support your growth for 20% of your ad revenue, locked for 3 years. A lawyer charges you $400 an hour to read it and 6 minutes to say run. Fourth law, the friendlier the deck, the sharper the hook. And then there's the thing you don't tell anyone. You can't play anymore. Not really. Every session is scouting. Every sunset over Leonida is a thumbnail. The place that used to be an escape is now a warehouse, and you're back on shift. So one night, you make a second account. No capture software, no mic. You drive a beat-up sedan up the coast at in-game dawn, radio on, doing absolutely nothing that could ever become content. Best night you've had in a year. You don't upload a second of it. That's the whole point. You're starting to forget what that feels like, doing something no one will ever see. Level 7. The operation. There are 6 names on payroll now. 2 editors, a thumbnail designer, a channel manager who handles sponsors so you never have to read the phrase, circling back again, and a quiet guy in Portugal whose entire job is grinding gameplay, the 12-hour money routes, the property farming, so the footage is waiting when you wake up. Which means there are videos with your name on them where your hands never touch the controller. The audience can't tell. You can always tell. Payroll is $21,000 a month. The operation clears $2.4 million a year gross across the main channel, a Clips channel, and a Spanish dub that a college kid in Mexico City runs better than you could. After payroll, software, taxes, Gale, about $1.1 million lands on you. You do boring things with it, on purpose. $60,000 a month into index funds. Automatic, untouchable. A house, $410,000. Paid in cash, 20 minutes from your mom. The comments keep asking when you're buying a supercar. You own one, in the game. It costs $2 million there. Here, the Civic finally dies at 219,000 miles, and you replace it with a used Tacoma. Fake money is for Lambos. Real money is for never being afraid again. The fame stays weird and small and mostly gentle. A guy about your age stops you at a gas station at 1 a.m. He works nights at a bottling plant, watches your videos on his breaks, says they get him through the back half of the shift. You were him. You don't say that. You just stand by the pumps for 20 minutes talking about the game like 2 guys on lunch break, and you drive home feeling something the money never once made you feel. The other side of it, every DM is an ask now. Old friends go strange around the subject of money, so the subject of money goes everywhere with you, like smoke. You learn to keep the circle small. Dex is the circle. Creative director now, and the only person on earth who tells you no. Once, in a bad week, you script a spiteful video about another creator. The algorithm would have loved it. Dex reads it and kills it in 1 sentence. This isn't you. This is the machine wearing you. You delete it. Cheapest $8,000 you never made. Once a year, you have lunch with Marcus at the same diner. He retired at 58. He orders the same sandwich every time and asks about your mother, and never, not once, asks you for anything. You keep a running list in your head of people who never ask you for anything. It's a short list. He's the top of it, and underneath all of it, 1 splinter you can't pull out. You have never finished the game's story. 3 years. Your entire fortune comes from inside this city, and you've never once seen how its story ends. There's always been a video due instead. The tab stays open in the back of your mind, glowing. Level 8. The logout. The game gets old the way cities get old. Slowly, then noticeably. Views soften across the whole niche. Not a crash, a tide. Rumors start about the next city, the next decade, defining release, and you watch younger creators sharpen their knives for it with an energy you remember owning. You're 30. You've uploaded through 7 years, one algorithm apocalypse, and roughly 900 videos. You're not burned out exactly. You're something quieter, finished maybe, and waiting for permission to admit it. The permission arrives as a PDF. A media holding company offers $4.2 million for the catalog, the channels, and the name. They keep the team employed. 18-month earnout. You train your replacement voice, and then, page 14, you may no longer publicly operate under the channel name. You read page 14 4 times. You invented that name at 2:51 a.m. in a bedroom that smelled like cardboard, as a joke, for 11 views. There is now paperwork to separate it from your body. You negotiate for 5 weeks. You sign on a Tuesday, after the earnout, after Gale, after everything. $6.1 million invested. Boring. At a 4% draw, that's $244,000 a year for existing. The warehouse would have needed 17 lifetimes to pay it. Dex leaves too, on his own terms, and opens an editing studio. Within a year, his client list is half the front page. He was always the best of you. You're his first investor, and he pays you back to the dollar because of course he does. Your mom still comments on the new videos, out of loyalty to the name. The replacement voice is good. The audience mostly doesn't notice. You noticed. That's allowed. And then, on an ordinary Tuesday afternoon, alone, no capture card, no mic, you finally do it. You start the story from the beginning and you play it the way a person plays a game. Badly, curiously, in no hurry. And 40 hours later, you finish it. The credits run for 21 minutes. You watch every name. Thousands of them. Somewhere in that scroll are people who spent 8 years building a fake city so that a warehouse worker on the other side of the world could climb out of his real one through it. You never thought to thank them. You do it now, out loud, alone in an empty room like an idiot. It feels correct. The house is quiet after. Nobody is watching. You spent 7 years mastering exactly one skill, making people watch. And nobody ever teaches you the other one, how to be unwatched, how to sit inside a silence you paid $6 million for. Somewhere across town, a 20-year-old clocks out of a night shift at a distribution center. His feet hurt. His car is on its second engine. He gets home at 6:40 a.m. and plays for 2 hours before sleep because it's the only part of the day that belongs to him. Tonight, the game gives him a gift. His car takes a drawbridge at full speed, flips twice, lands upright on a moving freight train, and keeps driving like nothing happened. He laughs out loud, alone in his room. Someone should see this. He downloads a free editor. He cuts 43 seconds. He types a title with a typo he won't notice for a year, and he hits upload at 2:51 a.m., and he lies in the dark, refreshing. 11 views, 4 of them are him. He tells himself it's just for fun. Keep that sentence. He's going to need proof he ever believed it.